Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. It's the weekend, so let's go ahead and skip some of the news today. I just woke up as early in the AM, so today we're going to talk about power outages, also known as brownouts in the Philippines. They happen quite often, more than any other country I've traveled to. I've always wondered why this is, so today we're going to take a look a little bit deeper, not really scientifically, but just get some other expats' thoughts and reasons why this happens. It might be a very simple reason, might be complicated. Let's ask the question, read some answers, and I'll tell you guys my personal thoughts at the end. Someone on Facebook asks, why does the Philippines have so many power cuts? I've been to tons of LEDCs, I guess developing countries, and none of them had the same problem with reliable electricity, even Cambodia and Myanmar. Someone says, nation of islands, often small with relatively low GDP and high natural disaster risk. It would be a logistics and infrastructure nightmare even if the Philippines had Japan's level of money. Even Japan is mainly larger islands and the natural disaster risk is a bit lower. You can find places that are fairly stable for electricity and internet in the Philippines, but you can't expect it everywhere like Thailand or Japan. I think that's a big point. Natural disasters would be one of the main reasons. Every so often, as soon as everything goes back up, something might come along and cut the power out. Something you have to definitely consider if you're working online, like I was when I first came to the country. That was a big problem for me. Although I only experienced it a couple of times, I was always worried that the power is going to go out at some point. I'm going to lose connection, internet, and I might get fired or trouble at work. So if you're really strictly relying on power and internet to work here in the Philippines, you need to have a backup just in case. And I would really advise to just make sure you know where the co-working spaces are in case you have to rent out a place for like $6 or $5 for the day to work there just in case your power goes out. Another person says outdated equipment and very little maintenance. When I first got to Iloilo, the power was expensive and horrid. More Electric took over, replaced tons of equipment and did periodic maintenance and lowered the price. They have very dependable electricity now. Boracay is getting better lately too. What is the LEDC? I think there's a low income or developing countries, I'm assuming based on the context, but that's good somebody provided a specific location and what has been their experience in the past couple of years. Power equipment is one of those things that needs to be maintained, right? A lot of times if you don't have the proper people trained, if you just kind of neglected, I'm not saying that happens here, but I would just assume it would in like any developing country. So it could be one of those factors that lead up to the power outages. Another person said it's because of Cory Aquino and her Pinoy. They hate nuclear power plants, windmills, and solar power plants. When the BNPP was completed, she questioned it. What if it leaked? Meanwhile, her son Pinoy made speeches on windmills and solar. His questions are, what if there's no wind? What if it's cloudy? Then lately, their disciples and Liberal Party questioned the proposed Sagara frost and fog harvesters for drinking water. Their question is, what if it's warm? I genuinely have no idea who those people are and what that's supposed to mean. I guess some kind of government disruption or at least hesitancy coming from whoever's in power regarding these specific things. I have zero clue, like I mentioned. This has been a question I've asked but I've never actually looked into it, done proper research. These are just based on people's opinions. If you guys know what this person's talking about, I would love to hear from you guys instead of me Googling these people's names and see what's going on. But what has been your experience when it comes to power outages in the Philippines? Is it a big deal for you? Do you plan ahead? Some people have generators. Some people have multiple homes. Some people just deal with it. People grew up here without power quite often, I assume, so they're used to it. They know what to do, how to handle it. They have different options, people's homes they can visit, go. They hang out at the malls. You can go out like to the beach. You can do a whole bunch of stuff if you're not working. This is mainly for people that really rely on electricity and internet like myself, and even myself right now, since I work for myself technically, it's not a big deal. If I don't post a video one day or 2 days, I'm sure you guys would understand of why I may have not, but there's always alternatives, options. This sleeping at night would be the only thing. If the power goes out at night, for me, I'd be a little warm personally, but that'd be like an inconvenience, maybe once in a blue moon. Actually, we have a power outage scheduled this week, so I'm planning on to just waking up early from 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m., go to McDonald's, get me a coffee, hang around till the mall opens, and then just wander through the mall for all day and just do what I do at home, but just in the mall. Someone says Philippines is being held back by private sectors who monopolize the electricity together with their puppets of congressmen and senators. Upgrading to nuclear power cannot pass. You can't even see these being talked to in newspapers or TV. Philippines should have been nuclear power a long time ago to solve the overpopulation and high demand that the current electric power corp cannot sustain no matter what they do. Because if we become nuclear powered, they lose money, all clients, jobs, and money. And that's the other thing. A lot of this could be on the back end of things, politics, corporations, major conglomerate. I can never say that word. Conglomerates, just doing things they can to ensure they maintain power, keep a hold of their money, and just like anything else, corruption may have something to do with it. It might be just basically geography or topography. I don't know what the difference is, to be honest. Just basically the islands and the natural disasters, cutting power, lack of maybe even just workers to get around to all these places. So there could be a multiple, obviously, angles of factors. It might just be one. I'd love to know your theories. Why do you think there are more than, I guess, other country power outages in the Philippines? Personally, I would have to say over the past 6 years, traveling to dozens of countries, living multiple months in a few of them, the Philippines would have to be one with the most fires, for sure. Just fires seem to be going up everywhere, and electrical power being out. And although I haven't been affected personally too often, I do see it quite often just through Facebook groups, people's different stories, talking to people on the street. And like I said, 2 or 3 times it's happened to me personally, which has never happened in other countries. But then, to be fair, I've lived here the longest as well. So who knows if I lived in Bangkok or Vietnam or Malaysia for an extended period of time, perhaps I may have experienced those. But I don't think so. I just think the Philippines does have a power outage problem, a brownout problem, and a problem for us Westerners. Let's put it that way, because I don't think a local Filipino may mind as much as I do or you do. But just to share your thoughts about what has been your experience when it comes to power outages. I'd like to finish off by a Filipina saying, Mabuhay, welcome to the third world countries. We apologize for the inconvenience we're causing you. As an apology, what we can offer you is our lovely nature, fresh produce, many beaches, our rich culture, and warm hospitality of the people. We also suggest for you to visit the following destinations: Boracay, Coron, Bohol, El Nido. You may also explore our city life at Upper McKinley, BGC High Street, and Makati. Since you're already here, a piece of advice: be alert and be vigilant. Pickpockets and robberies are everywhere. Should you have any questions though, kindly use the above information for your own perusal, or drop me a message at your most convenient time. Whoa, some shots fired. Yeah, and then again, a reminder to all of us, this may still be a developing country. They still have a lot of things to figure out. Try to focus on some of the positive stuff. I can sit here and complain about the electricity. I can worry about Thursday when the power goes out. I can just, go down this rabbit hole of just complaining and negativity. Or I could take that time, a day to myself, and try to go out there and explore some of the things that are nearby me, take a break from my daily routine, not rely so heavily on the electricity and power or the internet. But it is something you should consider if you're coming here to work remotely and maybe want to stay in Sikihor or something that have an issue with power there. When I was there for even 2 nights, I had issues with power. So you have to do a little bit of research. If it's that important to you, try to stay in the more developed areas. Like in Cebu City, IT Park, Ayala Business Park, rarely happens. And if it does, they give you enough notice where you can go ahead and plan accordingly. And that's it for this video. Really, I just wanted to sit down, kind of dig into this topic a little bit just to see other people's experiences, because I was curious. But you can probably do some proper research to find out and get to the bottom of it if you really want to be an investigative journalist, which I am not. So that's it for this one. If you guys enjoyed it, leave your thoughts down below. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. I'll take tomorrow off, and I'll see you guys Monday with the regular news stuff. Bye. Excuse me. I like your hair.
Ooh, thank you. Okay, let's go.